My next slide is more about Satan. I feel like we've long passed that. So we can get Satan's bad, okay? Like Satan's a real jerk.
Breaking news.
Okay, this Satan guy, he's a real jerk. All right. I did have this though. I thought this was an interesting verse that the Lord says, Satan thinketh to overpower your testimony and this generation. Like, that's very profound. I mean, that's what we see to this day. Satan is working to overpower Joseph Smith's witness, his apostolic witness, to this day. Right? That's the whole his name being spoken for good and for evil, right? So, like, that's like there's a primary goal, primary mission here in this dispensation. Okay. So we also learn that Nephi is greater than Lehi. Very insightful verses here in section 10 as well. Because we lost the book of Lehi, and God's kind of like, well, it wasn't that great to begin with. Let's be honest.
This is that important after all.
Like, I've actually prepared book of Nephi that's more particular. It's a more particular account with greater views of my gospel. Just so happens that book of Nephi, like, we're always like, oh, I wish we had the book of those lost pages, the book of Lehi. It's like, well, actually, book of Nephi is better. So we got the better part. Okay, so
you imagine Joseph receiving this, and then he's like, wait, what? Like, we already have the better part anyways, and I've been suffering for...
He's like, wait a second. You're telling me
you didn't need those 116 pages to begin?
After everything I've gone through. We didn't even need it?
The lesson is, it's okay to let your kids suffer every once in a while. Like, that's part of the process.
If that's the lesson we're getting out of this, I'm for it. All right. I forgot to say, I like to throw in memes every once in a while into our lessons here, but I was picturing Joseph Smith like having to suffer, and I know like that was real suffering, like that was an intense situation, and you and I, we make light of everything. We probably shouldn't, but I was thinking a good meme we could have shown was Happy Gilmore when he goes back to Chubbs and he's like, "You're the best, I'm the worst. You're good looking, I'm not attractive."
Yeah.
And Chubbs is like, "As long as you're willing to admit that, we'll move forward." I feel like that's what like Joseph Smith had to go through here.
Well, he certainly did. And to be honest, we've all got to go through that one way or another. Hopefully not on this level, but the Lord is aware of what our weaknesses are and our shortcomings, and he's purposely going to expose those weaknesses. And that's for our good, right? That's for our betterment. And so it's important for us to remember that, like, we're going to be tried and tested in some of those areas that we know we need help with and assistance. And the point is, okay, so surrender to the Lord. Let him help you fix this. Like, that's what he's seeking. And that's what Joseph displays and demonstrates so well.
Thank you for watching. If you found this content spiritually enlightening, please like, comment, and subscribe.
Like the gospel, these little things make all the difference, and it helps the algorithm push out better content for everyone to enjoy on YouTube.